How's everyone doing? My name's Andrew. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show you guys 5 food scale hacks. Of course, the only thing you need is a food scale. Most people I know just go on Amazon, spend anywhere from $15 to $30, which I absolutely recommend. You won't be disappointed. Buy a food scale and you'll be able to do these hacks that I'm about to show you right now. For number 5 on the list, we're calling this the turn on tear. Now here's how you could save yourself some time. Let's say you're weighing out some grilled chicken on a plate. You put the plate on and then you hit the on button and you're gonna see it goes to 0. So now, let's say this is my grilled chicken and I add it, it's gonna already be teared with the plate. So why that saves you time is I believe some people would first turn on their food scale, wait for it to hit 0 grams, then take their plate, put it on, they'll notice that it's 11 or 12 grams, then they'd hit tear and then they'd start. So that's trick number 1. Alright, for trick number 4, we're calling this the pepper trick. I got this from Exercise for Cheat Meals. So let's say you're weighing something out like pepper, and let's say your food scale doesn't have decimal points, it only weighs out to the nearest gram. So you can see right here, my food scale is teared to 0, and if I go to start putting some pepper on this plate, it might take so long to put all this pepper on the plate that by the time I'm done, the food scale turns off and I lost all my progress. So this is a really simple hack. All you want to do is you want to put a ton of pepper on this plate, right? So a separate plate. Picture that I had a ton of pepper on this plate. You're going to put a new plate on your scale here and then pour the pepper over, because if your recipe calls for 2 or 3 grams of pepper, trust me, by the time you're done trying to get the pepper out, it will have shut off and you'll have lost your progress. So you could just keep it on a separate plate and move it over. Alright, so this might not be considered a hack in itself, but this is the most important thing you can learn with a food scale. I'm going to call it the calorie per gram hack. So what this basically is a way to weigh out your cooked food, and then when you reheat it throughout the week, you'll always know exactly how many calories are in it. So all you need, since you need a food scale to know this trick, all you need to do is keep track of how many calories you used in a recipe, and then weigh it out once it's cooked. Once you have those 2 numbers, you do the calories that you used divided by the weight, and then you know the calories per gram. So let me give you... Okay guys, for number 2, we're going to call it the recipe re-tear. So let's build off what we learned on the first one. So I come over to my food scale, we're going to place our plate on it like we learned in number 5, and then turn on the scale, and it should go to 0. But I'm going to use broccoli as an example here. Some things are easier to weigh out per ounce, some are easier per gram. So I personally know steamed broccoli before butter is 10 calories per ounce. Okay, so I know I just used 4.2 ounces of broccoli. And the reason I did that one in ounces is because it's 10 calories per ounce. So if I'm keeping track of my calories, I know that's 40 calories. Now, the reason this trick is called the re-tear is because let's just say you're going to add some sauce to it. But my suggestion is tear, that's why it's called the re-tear. Your sauce gives you the calories per gram. It says 32 grams is a serving. So what I would do is I'm coming back to grams because you always want to measure in the unit that's the easiest to calculate. Let's aim for 32 grams. Okay, so we got to 32 grams, so it's really easy to calculate. This is why you want to use the re-tear. Okay, my number 1 food scale hack is going to be called the negative trick. Now this is honestly a great trick because some people will say, how do you know how many calories are in peanut butter and other items like that? Because, everyone says a heaping tablespoon, a heaping this. So what you do is you open up whatever you're going to take something out of, put it right on your food scale. So let's put this on our food scale. This weighs 391 grams. So you could, keep track of that number, and as you take peanut butter out, write down the difference that happens. Put the peanut butter right on the scale, and then you press tear. Now everything that he takes out of here is going to pop up as a negative number of what you consume. I'll come in, I take this peanut butter right here, it tells me that's negative 19 grams, which means this is 19 grams. So you don't need to do a crazy calculation, you just know. Side note here, that's 2/3 of a serving of peanut butter, which is 130 calories, give or take. Look how much this is. So when you're saying you're just having 1 tablespoon or 1 spoonful, this is what 130 looks like. I always say if I had to pitch this to somebody, people do keto diet, people do all these different diets. All that I've ever suggested is keep track of your calories. That means there's no restrictions. You can still drink, you can still eat candy, you can still eat burgers. Just calculate what you ate, weigh yourself, and if you don't like the way the scale's moving in either directions, adjust. But you'll have the data, you'll be accurate, and the food scale helps a lot. It really does. So that's really the point of the food scale.